Hi friends, in our time together today, I want to talk about the Tony Dixon DX001, that's the single piece non-tunable high D, all polymer, and the Tony Dixon DX004, that's the two-piece tunable high D from Tony Dixon, both very inexpensive, great starter whistles, but one of our friends has asked that I go through a little exercise for us because it's kind of hard to know how to play these well. And I think once you figure it out, you're going to love them. But at the same time, getting over that hump is not the easiest thing. So the first question is about tuning them. And yes, as an aside, I've come outside today just because I felt like it. It's beautiful out here. It's a little warm and perfect opportunity to say, if you're going to play in situations where you're not really sure about the temperature or the conditions, polymer whistles are beautiful for that. So first, the Tony Dixon DX001, and I'm going to walk through tuning. I'm going to talk breath pressure on both of these whistles, and I'm going to play a little bit of a couple of tunes because I think it's important, even for whistles we've talked about, that if we have specific things we need to review and think through, that we do that adequately as we go through. The Tony Dixon DX001, beautiful, inexpensive whistle, single piece, non-tunable, has a tone stabilizer at the bottom, that's great. Curved with a flat bottom windway. It's just a nice little whistle, but you can't tune it, and that's, so I won't walk through tuning it. But something that's really interesting, playing it is a different challenge. You know, when we talk about playing a lot of more expensive whistles, you talk about learning that breath pressure to play in the second octave, and you know, we're talking about how hard you need to push, and as you get into the second octave, you need to push harder and harder. Well, the Tony Dixon DX001 is a kind of whistle where you need to learn the bottom end of breath pressure, or it's just gonna sound like you're throttling it, and the tone will be awful. And the same with the DX004. So I'm going to play a scale on each. And I've got my iPad here with the tuner going, and it's, you know, pretty close. But if you blow this too hard, you're going to get, if I play this like I would, you know, some of the, like a wood whistle or a metal whistle with more back pressure, or even a polymer whistle that has a greater range of expressiveness and back pressure requirements to give you all that, then you're going to get this. That's the low D. You need to almost breathe into the instrument. If I try and push the E, it's going to break. F sharp. Can't do that. G. Yep, break A. So on the A, I'm able to push it a little bit, but it starts breaking right away. B. Second octave D. I didn't do the C sharp. See, that starts falling apart a bit. Let me go to the E, second octave. F sharp. See, instead of saying learn the amount of breath pressure required, I need to say learn the amount of breath pressure required, meaning you're just playing so gently. If you don't play so gently, it's just, the tone's going to fall apart. And I've found from my conversations with people that as much as people absolutely love this whistle, and I think it's just a delightful whistle, you can't lean into breath pressure. And I'm going to play a bit, but you've got to be really careful with it. You can lean into some, but you've got to be careful, or the tone's just going to break. Now, let's work on tuning the DX004. Hi again, friends. You may not have known I was gone, but both my iPad and my phone said that they needed to cool down. I guess that is why I don't record outside on a hot day. Although my polymer whistles don't care. So, tuning the DX004. So, like I said, it's always be a little careful when taking your pieces apart. Don't angle twist it. Just maybe twist and pull, or just do a dead pull. So the body has the fatter bit, and so the head nests into it. And I'm going to make it intentionally really bad flat. That means lengthen the tube. So I'm going to play a D. Oh, that's awful. I can't even play a note. So I'm going to gently twist and push in. I pretty much use any online tuner. Sit kind of close to it. Straighten this up. There we go. It's a little sharp. And online tuners will tell you. So try that again. Still a little sharp. Now there are times I've heard people say, particularly with low whistles, that you tune it a little flat, so that when you really minimally flat, so that you really push into the second octave, it's better. Little sweat bee. So the second octave is actually a little sharp, and the lower octave is maybe a tinge flat. Some of that is just the reality that I've got a nice but $30 or under whistle. You're going to have to pay more to get a lot more consistency there. But I think the biggest problem, so that's actually tuning it. So you're going to give a little twist here, in and out. You lengthen. If you pull it out, that takes the tune down. If you push it in, and always do like little small increments, just the teeniest little increment. Pushing it in makes the tune go up, sharper. So if it looks like it's flat, push it in just a smidge. If it looks like it's sharp, pull it out just a smidge. Always keep the tone holes aligned, the finger holes aligned with the tone hole. Easier to play. So what I want to do is on each of these, just cause you know we're together, let's play something. Dingle Regatta on each, just to do it. And again, remember, if I push too hard, and I'll demonstrate that a bit, it's just going to fall apart. First, the DX001, the non-tunable. And you see, when you're in the middle of playing it, it's going to respond a little better and it won't fall apart as much. But if I were to really push that as though I were playing like a wood whistle or something, or a whistle designed with good back pressure, it's just not even going to work. I've got to really dial my breath back. It's almost as though I'm hardly even breathing into the thing. And But that makes it kind of a great carry around and practice whistle, right? And that's why a lot of people love it so much, because you don't have to learn all that other stuff. If you just want a little whistle to throw in your backpack and carry and just mess around with, it's really good. But if you're expecting high back pressure, you're just going to kill the notes. So the DX004 is going to play very similarly. Dingle Regatta. And I think I was on the edge there of losing some of the notes. So the same thing, like if I were to just lean into that from the start. Ooh, sorry about that. Microphone's not too far away. You're not, like in the second octave, you know, around where on a lot of whistles you've got to breathe in, breathe out with a lot of pressure to really get the tone. On these Dixon's DX001 and DX004, that's the point where you can start leaning into the whistle without the notes breaking, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, let's do a bit of the Minstrel Boy, and we'll wrap up. So the Minstrel Boy on the DX001. Remember, it's just a gentle flow of air, and you really can't push it until the second half of the second octave. Sorry, see? That's like a lot of the whistles I normally play. Get really happy around in there, and this one, if I push it too much, I've got to be gentle. See, from the G up, I can do what I want in the second octave. From the F sharp and down, I've got to be careful. So if you're having a lot of trouble with the DX001 or the DX004, it's probably because you're playing it as though you're playing a whistle that requires more breath pressure. Maybe. So the DX004, the tunable version, I'll try the Minstrel Boy. And then my phone's telling me that it's starting to get warm again, and I need to finish. I did it again. Sorry. Just a fun twiddly bit. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. So, and the way I showed you tuning the DX004 is really how you're going to tune any of your whistles. Little increment at a time. Push in to shorten the tube just a teeny bit to make it the note higher, sharper. Pull out just a teeny bit to make the note flatter, a smidge lower to bring it up to tune. Remember, your whistle may not necessarily completely agree with itself from the lower octave to the upper. And every whistle, even the under $30 whistles, require you to learn the breath pressure. Sometimes the breath pressure is, I've really got to learn how to lean into this. And sometimes the breath pressure is, I need to learn how to be extremely gentle with the whistle. If I've been playing like a McManus or something and I pick up one of these Tony Dixons, I love them, but when I pick them up, I need to do something else for a little bit or tell my brain, relax, breathe gently into the whistle. Breathe too hard, you're just going to shatter the notes. That you're not doing something wrong, it's just how this whistle wants to be played, much more gently. My friends, I hope this is helpful. Please share your experiences. What kind of things are you finding with playing more gentle whistles as opposed to playing whistles that require a lot more breath pressure? Do you have any tips and tricks on that for our community? And I hope this is really helpful for us all. If you're just checking us out because of the video, please subscribe and join our community of folks learning to play the whistle together. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling, friends.